Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here, and today I'm going to be showing you this super cute framework bracelet created by Looming with Louise on Instagram. I think she did a super awesome job on it. It is super cool. I will show you the backside in just a moment, but I do want to give some credits out first. As I said, this is by Looming with Louise, so be sure to check her out and give her a follow. Her info will be down below. The border on this bracelet is actually the Swiss braid bracelet created by MS Loom Creations, so we definitely want to give her credit for that inspiration. And also the Swiss braid is a one-band version of the double braid bracelet created by Allie's Bracelets. So definitely want to give Allie credits because she was the original designer of that braided type of bracelet. With that being said, the name Framework was chosen by Crazy Just Might Work on Instagram, so we want to thank her as well. So with all that being said, this bracelet does take approximately, well, this one took me 200 bands. It's a little shy from fitting my wrist, and that is using 2 loom lengths. So this one, I did only like a loom and a half, but let me show you the back on this side. This bracelet looks really cool in person. It's kind of hard to see it here, but it has like a raised center. And I think the look of it is just really unique and cool. So you'll know exactly what I mean when you see it. Yeah, I just love how this came out. I made like 5 of them, and I made one that has really cute colors, and believe it or not, I cannot locate it anywhere. So without taking any more of your time, let's go ahead and get started. To make this bracelet, you will need at least 6 bar pins. Depending on your wrist size, you may need anywhere from 12 to 18 bar pins. So for this one here, I used the 12 bar pins. So that is a little too small for my wrist size. I had to actually go up 2.5 loom lengths, which was the 18 bar pins. So today for the tutorial, I'm just going to do 12. And that would be set out with the 6 like this, so the 2 middle should be aligned, and then the next one after the middle 2 should be going inwards and then out again. So if you have the one side set up like so, like a set stagger position, and then the other one set up in a stagger position, just put them together, making sure these 2 are aligned, and then you would have the next 6 set up right in front of those ones here in the same way. And if you have another set, you would do the same thing in front of those. So make sure your arrows are facing away from you, and let's go ahead and start laying the bands. So you also need 1 C-clip and your hook, of course, and we're going to first start by laying some of the border bands, which there's 2 borders here, but the border down here is what is black on this bracelet, and I'm going to use white. So we'll start by laying 1 band here across the center, and if you do want a tighter close, you can use 2. And then we're going to go out to the right, and then down 1 more on the right here. So we're just outlining the bottom row, and we'll do the same on this left side. Like so. So now what we're going to do is go up the sides. Just laying a basic border. If any of my bands have like hair or dirt on them, I'm so sorry. I just like dropped all of my bands just like 5 seconds ago. So right before I was filming this, and I tried to clean them up as best as I could. And I normally would just stick them to the side and get new ones, but I'm so low and I'm waiting for an order. So I kind of have to make these work. So you're going to want to stop 1 pin shy of the very end, because we're not going to stagger the border bands at the end. We're just going to bring it straight in. So I'm at the second to the last pin, and I'm going to bring it into the left and into the left so that it's like that. And then we'll do the same on the left side. So come back to the beginning. And you're going to do the same thing, just laying that perimeter or border. So I'm just going to get my left side laid really quick, and then I'll be back in just a moment to show you what to do next. Alrighty, so this is what your loom should now be looking like. Make sure you brought it in like that on the top to match the right side. So now you're going to come back to the beginning again. And we're going to lay another set of single chains, just like we did the border, but we're going to do it on the second row. And that is going to be what is red in this bracelet here. So it's like part of that border. So I'm going to use my turquoise. And like I said, we're just going to lay a single chain. So I'm just going to do my right side first. And you're going to do exactly what we did on the sides. Just one in front of the other. So this bracelet is very actually easy to make in my opinion, but it's like really cute. I was quite surprised actually. Not surprised that it was cute, but like how simple it was, or how cute it was for how simple it was. So there you have that side, and now we will come to the left side and do the same thing. Oh, we have hair. Get out. So we're going to do the same thing on this side that you did on the right side. So I'll be back when I reach the top. Alrighty, so this is what it's looking like now. So come on back to the beginning again. You may want to push down those 2 rows that you just laid a little bit. Now we're going to start laying some diagonal bands. And these diagonal bands are going to be what is gray in this bracelet here. So we're going to lay those. We're going to start on the second row. And we're going to just lay them diagonally into the center. So I'm going to do both sides at the same time. Like that. And then you'll come up to the next row. And you'll do that again. Into the center. That band feels a little loose. So you just do this on every pin all the way up. I've noticed that my navy blue bands, they used to be like nice and like on the thicker side and like really tight, but the last couple of packs I've gotten are so loose. This is actually a pack of my old ones, but the 2 new ones I got are so loose, and they get really stretched out. So if anyone else has noticed that, can you comment below, because I'm so curious. I've been meaning to ask my friends on Instagram if they've noticed it, or is it just the last 2 packs I've gotten. And it's actually not just the blue ones. I've noticed it with other ones too. I don't know what's going on. But I don't like it. I like the quality of the bands to be, you know, how they used to be. On the thicker side. So if I'm taking too long, you can always fast forward, or if you're not caught up yet, you can always hit that rewind button. I'm almost to the top. Okay, so this is what your loom should look like now. So now I would definitely push them down some, and you don't actually have to have, you don't want that at the very top because we already have our border there. So it will start one shy of the very top. As I said, go ahead and push them down some. Make sure your loom is looking like this. And now we'll come back to the beginning. And now we're going to lay some bands on our center row. So that is going to be what is teal on this bracelet here. So the very center bands. I'm going to use green or neon green. And we're just going to lay a bunch of X's down the center. So we'll start down here on the left bottom pin. You'll stretch it diagonally to the right. And then we'll come to the bottom right and we'll stretch it diagonally to the left, making that X. And then since I started on the left the first time, you want to always start on the left. You're going to cross it to the right, and then from the bottom right, cross it to the left. So making sure you're always starting on that left side. And if you are more comfortable, or you do always start on the right, then make sure you do that all the way out. Because it doesn't really matter which side you do it on, as long as you do it that way every time. I just feel most comfortable doing it this way. So this is actually the last layer that we will need to lay. So I'm going to get mine finished. When I reach the top, I'll come back and show you what to do next. We can actually start the looping. Alrighty, so this is what your loom should now be looking like, with their X's all down the center. So if your loom looks like this, go ahead and push down your middle band some, and then turn your loom around so that the arrows are facing yourself. And we have to lay one more set of band, well, one more band, which is going to be our cat band. So grab whatever color you used for your border. And how I do my cat band, because we want it wrapping around both of these pins, is I make a regular cat band on one pin, and then I grab my hook, I grab the entire cat band and stretch it over, like so. And now we can start the looping. So the first thing we're going to do for the looping process is loop the X bands that we just laid. So for me, since I started on my left with laying them, I'm going to start on the left with looping, because you always want to loop the bottom layer first. And we're just going to be bringing them back to themselves. So we'll go in this pin here, grab the top band, you're going to bring it diagonally up to the right, and then you'll come in the bottom right one, and you'll cross it to the diagonally to the left. So then we'll start on the left again, grab the top band in here, bring it back to itself, come in the right pin down here and bring it back to itself. And you're going to keep doing that. So grab the top band, bring it diagonally up to the right, grab this bottom right band, bring it up to the left. So it's very basic X or looping of the X's, bringing them back to themselves. And as I stated with laying the bands, just make sure you do it, you start on the same pin every time, or the same side rather. So I'm always starting on my left side. That one did not want to connect, did it? So this is what your loom should now be looking like. So we're going to come back to the beginning, and we're going to loop the blue bands, the bands that we laid diagonally in here. And what we're going to do is come to the second row. So I'll start on my right side here. We're going to start on the second row, go in this cap band that you created with that X, grab the diagonal band, and you're going to loop it as if you're just going to bring it back to itself, which you are going to bring it back to itself, but you're not going to let go. You're then going to stretch it up and connect it to the pin above it as well. So it should look like that. So then you would then come up to the next row, grab your band, act as if you're bringing it back to itself, but then also stretch it up and connect it to the pin above it, making kind of like a little triangle. And you're going to keep doing that. So bring it back to itself, and then stretch up, connect it to the pin above it. You could definitely do both sides at the same time. But as you've noticed, if you've seen my previous tutorials, I usually like to work one side at a time. I just think it's easier for me to show in the video. And for the very last one, you're just going to bring it out. Like so. Just back to itself. So now we're going to come back to the beginning again and do the same exact thing on the left side if you haven't done so already. And if you're not caught up, don't worry. You can always hit the pause button. And you can rewind it if you need to. So for the left side, you'll come into the second row. Grab that band in there. Act as if you're going to bring it back to itself. But then you're going to also stretch it, connect it to the pin above it. Grab your band, act as if you're bringing it back to itself, and then stretch it and also connect it to the band, to the pin above it. So it should be wrapping around 2 pins. So I'm going to go ahead and get my left side completed. When I'm done, I'll come back and I'll show you what to do next. Alrighty, so now we can go ahead and push those bands down and make sure your loom looks like mine does. We're going to come back to the beginning, and now we are going to be looping both the border and the bands that are on the second rows. So we'll come down here, and first, I'll actually show you this left side first. So we're going to grab the bottom band on the left pin. you're going to bring it over back to itself. Now before we can loop the next border band under there, we're going to go inside this pin, the cap band you just created, grab the top band, and we're going to be stretching that diagonally up here. Like so. So it's not going to come to this corner pin, it's going to go to the one above it. Then we're going to go back inside that pin, and then we're going to bring this back to itself, like that. And I'm going to go ahead and get the right side done, just so it's done. So we're going to bring this first border band back to itself. We're going to grab that top band, and we're going to stretch it diagonally up here to the right. And then you can go in that pin again, grab the border, and bring it over one. So now we can actually start looping the sides, and we're going to do one side at a time. So we've already looped this one here. So now we'll come into this corner one, grab the bottom, and we're going to cross that diagonally up to this second one up here. So make sure it's not coming to this first one, it has to go to the second one. So once you connect it there, you're going to come back one pin, push back, make sure you're grabbing the bottom band. We're going to be crossing that one there, so it'll connect to that top one. So we'll stretch up here and connect there. And we're basically just going to keep crossing the two. So whatever pin you're connecting it to, you always come back one pin, grab the bottom band, and you cross it diagonally up. Come back a row, grab the bottom band, cross it up. So I connected it there. I'm going to come back a row and grab the bottom here, stretch it up. So it can be a little tricky as long as you remember to come back one pin from the one you're connecting it to. Grab the bottom, cross it up, then you'll be fine. Just keep doing that. So I'm going to come back, grab this band here, cross it up, come back a row, grab this band here, cross it up. So we'll do that all the way up. Just take your time so you don't accidentally skip any bands. If you lose your spot, just look for the most top band. So if I had to do something and came back, this is the top band, the most top band, connected to this pin. So I'd automatically now I have to go back one, and that's where I start back up. Now when you have connected to the very top pin, you're going to have one band left right here. You're just going to actually bring this one, the second pin to the last is the band that you're grabbing. You're going to just bring it into the right. Okay? So now we'll come back and do the other side. So I'll get you started on this side. So we've already looped the first band on the second row. It's already connected up here. So we're going to come back a pin, which will be this corner pin. Grab the bottom band. You're going to stretch it diagonally up to the second pin here, into the left. Come back a pin, grab the bottom band. We're going to stretch it, cross it diagonally up to the right. Come back a pin, grab the bottom, cross it up. Come back a pin, grab the bottom band, cross it up. Same thing as the left side. So I am halfway up the loom. I'm going to get this side finished, and then I will show you guys how to close it off and get it off of the loom. I'll be right back. So when you reach the top, remember that last band connecting to the two top pins, you're just going to go in, grab it, and you're going to bring it in and connect it here. Okay? So once you do that, we need to loop the very top border bands. So you're going to go in the top band or pin here, grab that band, and you're going to bring it in. Then you're going to go inside of here. There's a lot of bands on this second pin here, so make sure you're pushing them all out of the way and grabbing the bottom. You're going to bring that in to the center, and then you'll do the same on the left side. Grab the bottom, bring it in, push back all of those, grab the very bottom, bring it in. And now we're going to grab the bottom band on the centers to connect our C-clip to. So we'll push back everything and grab the bottom band. Make sure you hold on to it. Grab the bottom band on the right pin. Bring the two bands together and attach your C-clip. Just make sure that when you go to release these, that you don't let that C-clip pop off. It has happened to me, so I like to hold it so that it's secure, and I like to release these top two pins with my hook. And now I like to, you can actually let go of it now to make sure that it's still C-clipped when you let it go. And now you can use your hook and release everything. I wouldn't just pull up on it because the middle is like, well, it's this row here. It's pretty locked on there. So I would do the two outer rows with your hook, and then you can pull the middle off easily. So I'll be back in a moment when I have mine off of the loom. Alrighty guys, so this is what mine looked like fresh off of the loom. And I do just want to say that you do want to, the only thing you want to make sure of is flip it over to the back side and make sure that none of your border bands are tucked in, because if they are, it's going to make this side look funny. And I see that one of mine is. So just make sure if it's tucked in like that one there, you just pull it out. Super easy fix. But as you can see, that only happened to one of mine on here, so you can give it a stretch. You don't have to do this way, but I think it looks cool when you do that, so I do that. But yeah, look how cute that is. There's like nothing you have to do. It's just like the perfect bracelet. It comes out so clean looking. I just love it. So to close it up, you're just going to locate that cap in at the beginning and attach your C-clip. Doesn't get any easier than that. Like so. So there you have this super cool framework bracelet created by Looming with Louise on Instagram. Please make sure you tag her and myself loves to loom on Instagram if you make this. We would both love to see your rendition. And if you like the design, guys, please hit that like button below as well. It would help us out. So I certainly hope you guys like it. I do appreciate you guys sticking around for another tutorial. Oh, and I definitely don't want to forget to give a big thank you to MS Loom Creations, also Allie's Bracelets, for their inspiration in making this design possible with their Swiss braid and double braid bracelets for the border. And thank you, Suzanne, Crazy Just Might Work, for the name of framework. So thanks so much, and I will see you soon at my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.